Hello everybody, good morning. My name's Chris, if you don't already know that. Thank you for coming to my channel. I am actually going to be doing readings for October, updated in October. They're not time sensitive. If you're already a follower of the channel and you've been here since the beginning, you know how my readings work. If you are new to the channel, I am not time sensitive unless I specifically give you a time in the reading that Spirit guides me to tell you. I'm also not gender specific. Whenever I speak about female or male energy, it's actually energy and not actually the sexual orientation of said person that I'm doing the reading for. I am not a medical person, although I do sometimes get healing, intuitive health things that come through in the channel, as well as advice. And just so you know, it's for entertainment purposes only, and take what resonates with you and get rid of whatever doesn't resonate with you. Sometimes these readings, like I said, are not time sensitive, so if they don't apply to you right now as the sign that I'm reading for, it may apply in the future. Also, I am very specific when Spirit tells me to be, so I will specify a date, sex, or description of a person if I need to. If you are interested in spirit communication readings, which are extremely private, when a dead person comes through or spirit comes through, please contact me on my email about those private readings. I do them video based as well, and I can give you further information on those. Those are a little more time consuming. These astrology readings I've decided to group in groups of the different ones because I am currently working on a Patreon page, if you don't already know, and I will be doing more in-depth readings there if you're interested, for a small fee for each tier, which is a donation basis for supporting the channel. And all of proceeds between Patreon, any donations here on YouTube, which I'm very grateful for, and any donations on Twitch or subs on Twitch will all go towards a desktop for me so that I can continue doing this for everyone at a better process, because this laptop doesn't work very well. So, the readings I'm going to start with are the water signs. Like I said, this will be uploaded for the October month. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that these messages are for October unless I specify. I do have several decks that I use, and I'm actually burning sage right now. And I will explain to you the deck I'm using and what I'm compelled to use for the sign, and any specific messages that come through. Any information regarding, before I start this reading, if you want to reach me for private readings, if you want to know what the Patreon, what my social media sites are, what my website is, which is actually going to be updated soon, or changed around a little bit, you could check all that information below. It's all listed below, as well as if you want to donate for readings, which I have a lot of people who ask me about donating for readings, as well as I've had quite a few people, 2 people send stuff through to my P.O. box, as well as I have an Amazon wish list with cards, oracle and tarot cards, because they're not cheap, and I've actually had 2 people donate cards to me, which is amazing. Thank you so much. And so yes, it's amazing. So the deck I'm shuffling right now is my witchy deck. I've been shuffling it since I came to sit in this room here to start doing readings. Before I start this water sign reading for astrology reading for Pisces, Cancer, and hold on a minute, let me look. Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. I always forget the last one. I just want to premise this, that sometimes I do need to pause the video, but I give you a heads up because I have 2 dogs, so you might hear pitter-patter of feet behind me. I have 2 dogs, Pugsley and Wednesday, and sometimes they need to go out, or if they bark, I might pause it so that I can put the gate up so they stop barking. I am right by the front window of my home. This is the room I share with my roommate. And so sometimes when the postman or UPS or whomever goes by, the dogs bark, which you all know if you have dogs or pets. Also, I have music playing in the background. You probably hear it just a little bit. It's actually for the dog in the other room. It calms her, so. Alright, let's start with Cancer first, which is actually my sign. Cancer babies, I love you guys. There's a lot going on, obviously. I'm going to pull 3 cards from the witchy deck, and then I'm going to do the Tree of Life for Cancer. Sometimes cards fall out, sometimes they don't. If cards do not fall out, I will intuitively take the cards that I'm called to take. I am an intuitive reader. I am not tarot taught. I am not a psychic, or at least I don't consider myself psychic in the way that it's portrayed nowadays. I do have abilities, psychic abilities. However, you know, I get many people who ask, you know, psychic, can you tell the future? can you pick lottery numbers, etc. And that's the reason why I don't really term myself psychic, even though if I put this channel as psychic or tarot, I probably would get a lot more subscribers. But I don't feel that's true or accurate for myself, and I'm very strict about being morally a moral compass in regards to sharing with my clients and people who follow me what I truly am. So it's all in interpretation. So I could sit here and tell you what's going to happen in the future, but things change, right? We manifest change. Things change in life, so nothing is guaranteed. So that's why I don't do that. Alright, we're going to pull 2 more cards for the Witchy deck, and then we're going to pull out the Tree of Life. I do not read in reverse, obviously, because I am not a tarot reader. I am a spirit communicator, and spirit and my intuition and my ancestors and different people come through to share with you what you need to hear. So, hopefully this will resonate with someone. Hopefully the music behind me isn't too loud. My Tree of Life cards I've used several times in my readings, which you'll see. They're huge and bulky, and they're very slippery, but they're beautiful, beautiful captured artist cards that I just absolutely love. I'm actually working on, if anyone is interested while I'm shuffling this deck, one of the tiers that I'm going to be offering, which is a first for me, is in one of the tiers in the Patreon page, where you can subscribe to the different tiers depending on what you're looking for. I am going to be offering a twin soul, which is also referred to as twin flames, which I don't really like that term. Twin soul, or your other half, which is what I always call mine. Twin soul readings, and I have bought a new deck, a love deck, to use for those readings, and that is going to be very limited space on that specific tier. What I will be doing once a month is offering a specific reading for the person that subscribes. That's why I'm limiting the amount of people that could subscribe to that particular tier, because once you join every month, what I'll do is when you first join every month, I will specifically send you a reading regarding your twin soul, whatever comes through. And then there's other tiers as well, just basic readings. So all my social media information, like I said, is listed below. And one card already fell out for you, Cancer, from the Tree of Life deck, which I love. I hope you're all having a good weekend. Oh, 2 more cards fell out. I think that's good. Alright, let's see what we have for you, Cancer. The 2 of Cups came out. This is my twin soul, soulmate, more twin soul in this reading coming out. I feel like 2 people coming together. I feel like this is for someone who's in a relationship that maybe they're not physically in the same location, and they're coming together. That's why they're coming together with the cups. But I feel like this is not going to happen, or hasn't happened yet, because someone, and you see the belly, this card, this specific card comes through when people are working on internal things. One of the people in this is working on internal issues, and once these internal issues are, what I want to say, at a better vibration, this will come to be. And then this is the other person. So this is the one person, and then the other person is the uncertainty, knowing that this is a connection that's unique, but still kind of nervous about it, but knowing that it's a once-in-a-lifetime situation, and wanting to experience that, and not letting fear overtake them. I also feel like, Cancer, you're not listening to your intuition like you should be. This is the listen card. Cancer, I feel like you're listening, but you're not listening to the divine or to the collective. And what that means is your higher self, the universe, whatever you want to call it, God, source. You're not listening like you should. Like, you're listening to heal yourself, right? You're listening because this person that you are in this relationship with is drawing out things that you need to work on. And you're listening, but you're not seeing. That's the word I want to use. They're showing me my intuitiveness, and I know what I'm going through right now, because I'm a Cancer, right? I know what I'm going through. I'm going through insecurities, and I'm working through them every day, and I've been doing very well. Last night I had a little episode with my insecurities, but it wasn't my partner's, the person that I'm connected to as a twin soul. It wasn't their issue, it was my issue. So I kind of shut down and meditated and listened to music and went to sleep, because I embraced the insecurities instead of pushing them away, because that's the only way you can heal them. And I feel like whatever Cancer I'm reading for, you're not doing that. You're listening, but you're not embracing it. You're kind of pushing it away, pushing it away, pushing it away, because you don't want to deal with it, because it's too difficult. And we are very emotional, right? We're Cancers, right? What do we want to do when things get vulnerable or things get emotionally hard to deal with? Sorry, my hair keeps sticking to my earbud. What do? We go within our shell, right? The Cancer, into the shell, the crab shell. I've learned in the past, holy shit, like almost 3 months right now, since things have gone on for me, that things aren't always what they seem intuitively and emotionally. And I'm already thinking about, this particular person is female, a lot of female energy. And so it doesn't necessarily mean that you're female, but you have a lot of female energy, and you need to balance and listen. That's what they're basically telling me. You really, really need to listen, Cancer. Embrace it. I know how hard it is to embrace things that aren't cohesive for us, especially when it comes to insecurities, trust issues, old pain. I'm not saying go back to your past to, sit in it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if this is coming through to tell you to embrace your fear and insecurities, it's the only way that you're going to be able to move on and be successful in any relationships, whether friendships, family, or love interests, is to deal with this. So, I also feel like the Space card. Now, the Space card usually comes up when there's relationship issues. But I don't think this is an issue for you, Cancer. I think what it is that this is something that you've had on your mind. So when it gets really, really intense or hard for you, you want to go away. You want to run away. The Space card, right? You want to give space to you, between you and this person. Oh, let me pick it up. Right? That's your impulsiveness, right? That's your fear, that's your emotion. Just embrace it. Work through it, energy-wise. I know for me, with my insecurities, I was a lot worse in the beginning, where I would want to run like this. But I'm not like that anymore. I've actually been sitting in my issues, sitting in my energy, which is really hard to do, because we have to look at ourselves in the mirror. And that's what I do for people when I do readings. A lot of times why people either stay in my life or run away is because with this ability and this service, this what I do, right, helping people, I tend to bring out the mirror to the person, so the person has to look at who they really are. And if they're not, I'm not saying all false, but if they're not true to their nature or true to themselves, the mirror comes out, and a lot of people can't see themselves. They don't like to see themselves. So if they see me and they're around me a lot, their real self comes through, and if they're not being true to whom they're supposed to be, they run away, or they stay away from me, or whatever. So I feel like whoever this Cancer or Cancers that I'm reading for, their first emotional reaction to anything that has to do with love, whether it's friendship, relationship, whatever, you tend to want to close up into your shell. And the Space card comes up. Now, Fragments came out. This was the first card that flew out of the Tree of Life deck. Now, the Fragments card is a card that comes up when there are little bits of things that are going on in your life that are from the past that you haven't embraced, which would go with all these cards that came out for you. Yet again, dealing with things that are very hard to deal with. And so what they're showing me is something that I've already gone through, so I'm going to try to explain it from my perspective, just to give you some experience so you understand. fragments is usually something that has to do with past childhood for me when I get this card. Fragments usually, and in this case, I'd say 90% of the readings that I get fragments, that's what it is. It's childhood fears, childhood trauma, childhood stuff. So Cancer, for me personally, about a year ago, between a year to 16 months ago is when I started to have memories of my childhood. And the first thing I wanted to do was run away, right? I wanted to go within myself. I wanted to drown my sorrows in either food or just ignore it and be depressed, right? Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. If you keep ignoring memories from a childhood, excuse me, I'm thirsty. Drinking some iced coffee in my Harry Potter mug. If you keep ignoring things or memories from your childhood or your past as a young adult, it keeps them at bay for a while, but they're always going to come back. And that's the sad reality of being intuitive, being an empath, being a Cancer, right? We're sensitive. This stuff is always going to come back. So you keep pushing it away. I did it for a long, long time where I pushed away memories, and I'm going to share it here of child trauma of molestation and a sexual assault when I was a teenager. I used to push it away. I knew it happened, and I knew this was part of who I am, but I kept pushing it away and pushing it away. I didn't start embracing it until about a year and a half ago, maybe 18 months ago, and it took me a good 6 months to really accept it, let it take me over, cry, have the memories, and release it into the universe. And I am a much better person for doing that, but I will tell you it's a fucking hard situation to do if you are a survivor. And I know all of you who are watching this video who are survivors understand that. That is why many of us who have dealt with those demons when we were children end up being addicts of some sort. And it doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol. It could be sex. It could be food. It could be anything. This is something you're going to need to accept, Cancer. You're going to have to deal with it. Even if you do little baby steps and take it a little bit at a time. That's what the universe wants me to tell you. So Cancer, I think I'm going to pull an animal card for you before I end this reading. I don't know why I'm compelled to do so. I have a Native American inspirational, similar to the animal totem deck, and then I have the animal deck. These are usually cards that I use just to end the readings that give a little more clarity about something that's come out in the reading. So that's the only reason why. And the pitter patter that you hear right now is Pugsley. He's right behind my chair right now. I think he's sitting. He can never be far away from me. I have a pug. He's my Velcro pug. He's very in tune with my emotions. He's very attached. He gets separation anxiety when I'm not around. He is definitely my therapy dog, even though he's not officially my therapy dog. And I love him to death. I love Wednesday too, don't get me wrong, my other dog. But she's definitely not as in tune with me as he is. So he tends to sit in here with me when I'm doing my readings to record for here for YouTube, as well as when I do my Twitch live feeds. And like I said, if you're interested in that or are a member of Twitch, or if you're one of my followers from Twitch, thank you so much for the follow. And look for a change. I think I'm going to try to do 1 or 2 Saturdays instead of Sundays to see how Saturdays go. I apologize. He's barking at somebody outside. Just to see how Saturdays do for my UK followers. I do Sunday mornings, usually around 11 or noon. Come here, pugs. And because of the time difference, because I have a lot of followers from there, from Finland, UK, and Europe. So look for that. And Wednesday nights are my current night right now on Twitch. Although I might go to Tuesday nights. I'm not sure. We'll see. Alright, let's see what animal card we get. I think I'm going to let it fall out, so I'll talk while the deck is making up its mind. One thing I do want to say, Cancer, while I'm shuffling this deck, is that if you haven't already met this person, this is what I'm being told for those of you who are still single, who are wondering what this reading means, or maybe it doesn't apply to you. If you have not met this person yet, when you get to that place in your life where you accept the fragments from your childhood, and you start really seeing that you do not need to be in a relationship to be happy, and you truly start to love yourself unconditionally, even if you're not 100% there, but when you start really working on it and you're actually sincere in working on it, the universe is going to throw that person into your life, whether you're looking for them or not. That's usually how it happens, and I know it sounds like a cliche, but it's so, so true. And I think in any situation when you meet your other half, or the same soul as you, which is the twin soul, I think you both mirror one another, and one has a lot more work to do than the other, and I think you balance each other out. And so, from words of experience from myself, don't let fear blind you. That's one of my issues. I let my insecurities get the best of me sometimes, and it's just a normal thing for an empath. I'm working through that because obviously I've had past experience, and I'm being told to share this with you, of abandonment issues and not being able to trust, in my situation, men. Not all men, but majority of them. So that's something I'm working through because, you know, anytime you're in a relationship or get in any kind of friendship, not just love relationships, if you don't have trust and you're blaming the person or holding that to that person because of past experience, it's really not fair to that person. Because if they haven't done anything to earn your mistrust, right? Why are you mistrusting them? I hope that makes sense. Now, I will say, Cancer, one of the things that I think is funny is that we do not forgive. We have a really hard time forgiving. I'm learning that. I've learned that for the last year and a half. Oh yeah, the fish card. I'm not surprised. Cancer, water sign, the fish card came out. This is definitely you. And the elephant. It's an air sign. So, fish and air. Interesting. The elephant is somebody who, okay, what I'm getting is somebody who you could depend on, somebody who's genuine, somebody who's trustworthy, someone who is, how do I say this, true to their nature, may come off as rough around the edges like me. Like I come off as rough around the edges, or I'm being told sometimes I come off as intimidating. This person doesn't come off as intimidating, but they come off as rough around the edges. They don't share their softer side unless they really have a connection with you. This person. So, and this is Cancer. So I hope this reading resonates with you, Cancer. Actually, it was a very positive reading. It's just telling you to work on yourself and realize that not everything is what it seems, right, when it comes to your fears and insecurities, and that everything happens for a reason. We may not always know it at the time, but sometimes we need to wait to get the signs, right? We're impatient. Cancers are very impatient because we see 50 steps ahead of most people, so we want answers right away, and that's something that I've always suffered from. I'm very stubborn, number one. I hate having female emotions because I think I'm more like a divine masculine than a divine feminine. At least I think I am. But in all honesty, I'm probably more like a feminine, even though that bothers me because I don't like the emotional part of myself. However, the emotional part of myself is why I'm here in front of you doing these readings, right? Because of my compassion, my empathy, my abilities. So I'm learning to embrace that. I've had to be a tough person because I've had some shit happen in my life, right? Which I think a lot of you Cancers can relate to, right? So what that means is I've had to be in my shell more than most people, and I'm learning to come out more. So I don't know why Cancer needed to hear that, but you needed to hear that. So, all right, Pisces, you're next. Let's see what deck we're going to use. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. All right, Pisces, we're going to use the Dragon Fae deck. I'll show it to you. Sorry if the music is loud. I play it in there because the dog. All right, Pisces, what do we have for you in your reading? Spirit, what do you have for Pisces for October? As I'm shuffling this deck, I just want to remind you all, if you're not already following the channel, please make sure you follow and hit the notification bell for all of you who are a part of this channel. If you want to be alerted when I put new content on here, I will be putting videos up for the next signs for this month, as well as maybe some bonus videos. I might pick a couple of signs to do a full reading on here. So make sure you're following and hit the notification bell so you're alerted to that. If you are one of my Twitch followers, thank you for coming to the channel. I am so grateful for all of you. And if you are someone who's just on YouTube, if you're interested in my Twitch information, check out all my information below, as well as my Instagram, my Facebook, which I'm not on as much. So if you need to contact me for private readings or want further information, please email me at the email below. If you're interested, like I said, in donating to the readings or donating to my channel, feel free to below with my PayPal information. Or if you want to donate a deck, which I've had several people do, which is amazing, my Amazon wishlist is below as well. And thank you so much for coming to my channel. I'm so, so grateful for the 481 subscribers of this channel. I am very, very grateful. Now I'm letting the cards fall out for you, Pisces. 3 have already fallen out, which apparently means Spirit wants the signs to come through. Oh, 4 of them come out so far. I'm going to wait and do a 5th card for the Fae deck, and then I will see what other cards yell out to me for you. It is Saturday morning here when I'm recording this. I am with the dogs, and I have my iced coffee with me. I got up really early this morning with the dogs, and I felt like doing some videos early on before I start doing the chores around the house. So, got some really good energy going. I have some sage burning, the music playing in the background. Obviously, you all can see my hair is even bluer than it was in the other video that I uploaded. I got my hair redone. I'm going to go back and get it redone because it's a little too light in the front for me. I don't really like it really light turquoise. I like darker blue. So, yes, I am a blue head. I've already been called Smurfette a couple times, which is kind of comical. Alright, let's see what we got for you. Pisces, I'm going to pull, this is my Native American deck. I love this deck. If you don't already know, I have Native American in my heritage a little bit and in past lives, definitely. And I only get called to pull this deck when someone else has those same ties. So whatever Pisces that I'm reading for may be very drawn to Native American culture or are Native American or have been in a past life. So I just want to put that out there. And the card fell out for me. I'm not going to look at it until the end. So let's see what we have for you, Pisces. You have a lot of emotions going on right now. Like right in the current moment, Pisces, you have a lot of emotion going on. That's what this card is, emotional. There's something going on with you. I feel like there's some relationship turmoil for you, Pisces. And I don't mean it in a bad way. It could be that you and your partner or whoever you're involved with, or if it's a new relationship, that's why. It could be either a new relationship or a longer relationship where you're having some turmoil. I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, like, there's a lot of emotions going on. It could be from a new relationship where it's got that intense energy when you first meet somebody. Like, it's, like, very new, and it's for you, it's almost like, yeah, it's like that intense relationship when you meet somebody and you're not prepared, and you're like, like, it's just so much. It feels overwhelming, but yet it's euphoric. That's the word they want me to tell you. This person is long-term, though. Okay, erase. They're telling me it's not somebody who you've been with for a long time. This is for all Pisces who are in a newer relationship or about to embark in this new relationship. It's intense, and it's scary. It's definitely a new relationship. For those of you Pisces who are watching this that are single, this is something for some of you that's going to come within the next 3 months. By the end of the year into January. Sorry, I don't know why I said June. Into January. It's going to cause that, like, that intense, beginning of something. And you're going to be scared, right? Some of you are going to want to, like, pull back and go, what the hell? Because the person comes off. The person that you're meeting to, Pisces, is going to be very intense. I also feel like this person, when they come into your life, I feel like whatever Pisces that I'm reading for, and I'm reading for a group of you, you're very intuitive, and you know you are, but you kind of like keep it to yourself kind of thing, right? But this card right here, this is the awakening. So I feel like when this person comes in, Pisces, this is going to awaken you. This is why it feels so intense more than any other person that you've been with. And so They're saying... They're telling me uncharted territory. Star Trek reference. So whoever I'm reading for Pisces, this is going to make you laugh. They're giving me a Star Trek reference. Or Star Wars. No, it's Star Trek. They're telling me, nope, it's Star Trek. I'm a huge Star Trek geek, so they're showing me the live long and prosper sign. Like, yeah, it's definitely not Star Wars. So this is funny. So, Pisces, definitely, it's going to make you feel like, holy shit, like this person is intense. Or they're bringing out the intensity, right? In the emotions. And this is going to bring out the awakening in you. So it's going to make that little bit of intuitive that you kind of know you are, but it's going to, like, make it, like, whew. Yeah, you better be prepared. It's going to be very overwhelming at first, but you'll embrace it. Yeah, see? It says, so the card that fell out after that in regards to this person is open your heart. Right? Lady Grion, it's opening your heart. It's taking the risk and opening your heart, Pisces. Because when you meet this person, you're going to want to withdraw a little bit. Not like completely away from them, but you're going to be like, oh crap. And then the emotions come in, right? The awakening emotions. And you're going to be like, oh, I don't know if I could do this, right? I am learning, and they're telling me to share this with you. I'm learning the only way that you can truly be with someone and be happy is to embrace the fear part of it, the awkwardness, the being vulnerable to that person. The only way you can embrace it is by embracing love, right? Embracing that, even if it's not relationship-wise, in general, for anything, like friendships or whatever, is to let go of that, and to let go of that fear and trust in that, right? Trust in that that person's not going to hurt you. Don't throw all your past shit that's happened with other people on that person. It's not fair to that person. That's the only way you experience life. I'm learning that. I mean, it's really hard to do. I mean, because what do we want to do? We want to retreat when we feel like someone's too risky. I guess is the word I'm being told. I also feel like, yeah, see this card, attunement. So Gwyn and Alush is the dragon, her and her dragon, right? So I want to describe this card because this card does not come out often in my readings. Attunement. So it has to do with your awakening. So when you meet this person, or right when you're about to meet this person, your abilities and different things going on with your empathy, your intuitiveness, creativeness, etc. is going to like be like pow, like, right? This is going to be you needing to attune yourself. This is going to be needing, you're going to need to ground yourself. You're going to need to like secure yourself, because you're going to get to the point where your vibration is going to get really, really high at some point, and I mean energy wise, and then it's going to crash. So you're going to feel like, and not to insult anybody that's bipolar, but it's like a manic depressive person or a bipolar person where they have their really, really highs and their really, really lows. That happens to empaths as well, which you are Pisces and empath, slightly empathic, those who are watching this and this resonates with. So you're going to need to balance that. So you're going to need to attune with your soul, and you're going to need to ground yourself. Now, whatever your path is and whatever you believe in, meditation and grounding is very important right now for you when this happens, if it hasn't already happened. I feel like for some of you, a group of you, this has already happened, and I feel for a couple of you, it's going to happen within the next 3 to 4 months. I also feel like the Web of All Life card came out. I'm going to show it to you. I love this card. Whatever you have done in your past leading up to this moment, before you met this person or right when you met this person, has brought you to this. This is where you're meant to be. As hard as it could be sometimes to let people in, friendship-wise and relationship-wise, this is where your path is meant to be. I feel like some of the Pisces that are watching this have self-esteem issues. Not all of you. You'll know who I'm talking to. Embrace it, because this person sees beauty within you that you may not see. And I don't know why I'm being told to tell that to several of you. Sorry, the TV got really loud with the music right now, so that's what you hear. Alright, so the Native American card that I pulled for you, Pisces. So I feel like Pisces, this is the fire, spirit of fire. This is your soul. This is your spirit, right? You have the spirit of fire, but I also feel like this person that's either going to come into your life or has come into your life is a fire sign as well. I think this card has dual meanings. The spirit of fire is someone who has a warrior soul. Don't be scared. I know that's easier said than done, and I have to speak that to myself all the time because what do? We're fearful of things, right? We go within ourselves when we get like that. I shut people out. That's what I do. That's my defense mechanism because I would rather shut someone out and cut them off so they can't hurt me before, so I can do that before they can hurt me. I hope that makes sense. So I feel like that's why this is coming out to tell you not to do that. But that's a defense mechanism. That's something I learned to do when I was younger. Fear or flight. That's what I learned as a child. I didn't learn unconditional love. I didn't learn all those things that you learn from your parents that you should learn. I didn't learn any of that. So, fight or flight is something that I've had to learn to deal with recently, and I have to let go of that. And it's really hard because I've lived my whole life like that. So you can't just change in a day. So they're telling me you can't, Pisces, you can't just change in a day. Little things at a time, right? Little things at a time. And change is good. Change is healthy. Change is something that we all need to do. At some point in our lives, we need to adapt. We need to work on ourselves. We need to realize that being selfish, because people say when you do things for yourself, it's selfish. Being selfish is a necessity, especially when we are empaths or intuitive, or we are people that are emotionally emotional, right? When we're emotional people. I hope this resonated with some of you Pisces out there. A word of advice is to embrace who you are. You don't need to hide. I've learned to embrace who I am, whether or not people accept me or not is on them, not on me. And I used to take that very internally and let it bother me and take it on. Like, why doesn't that person like me? You can't make everyone like you all the time, and I don't know why I'm being told to tell you that, but I'm being told to tell you that. So, I hope this resonates with some of you out there. So, Scorpio, you're next. So, I think the cards I'm going to use for you, Scorpio, are these new fortune cards. They're fortune teller cards. They're called the Madam Fortune something. I don't remember the name of them, but they're really, really pretty cards. I feel like I need to use these for you, Scorpio. And ask Spirit to bring out anything that you need to hear in regards to your sign for the month of October. Obviously, you know, in the beginning of the video, I said I'm not time sensitive or gender specific when I do readings unless they specifically tell me. However, I'm trying to do the readings for the month of October. They may not resonate for October, but they are going to be uploaded in October. I hope that makes sense. Let's see what we have for you. Let's see if any cards fall out. Now, last night I was trying to, what's the word I want to use? Bond with a new deck that I got that I'm going to be using, I said earlier on my Patreon page, for Twin Souls or your other half. And I've been bonding with it since I first got it. So since Tuesday, I started playing with it, and I would shuffle and let whatever cards fall out for myself, for me intuitively. And they have been so accurate in my situation right now, my life situation, that it's kind of freaky. These cards are so accurate. So I can't wait to use those for my Patreon subscribers that I'll have for that particular tier, because I think it'll be really cool to use them for that. Also, too, I'm thinking about doing pick a card readings here on my channel, so look for that as well. If you like them, send me an email and let me know, because I have to disable the comments because I got some really rude comments a while ago, so I just disabled the comments under the videos. Alright, one card fell out so far for Scorpio. I feel like, Scorpio, you've had some really tough shit going on in your life right now. I feel like there's a few of you I'm talking to right now. I feel like either you've had some job issues that have caused relationship stress and anxieties if you are in a relationship, because some of you I feel are single as well, but it's causing a friction maybe with your friendships around you or people around you. It doesn't always have to be love relationships. I'm waiting for some more cards to fall out. But the card that fell out is saying that your luck's going to change. So they're showing me stuff going on. Yeah, job stuff, stress, people around you getting frustrated with you because you're moody because of it, which is normal. Don't let that affect you. Everybody goes through their moods. Everybody goes through their moments. It's better to embrace your emotional state of mind when you get angry or upset than to push it down. I think a lot of signs out there, and I won't say which signs, but you know who you are, push their emotions down because they don't want to deal with them. That's not healthy to do either. I have a hard time embracing emotions when it comes to certain things too, but I've had to learn how to embrace them, and it sucks, but it's part of life. Alright, we're going to pull 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we got your luck's going to change. So whatever's been going on for you, Scorpio, it's definitely either just ended and you're starting to see the light through the clouds, or it's about to. So if you're in that moment right now where things are really fucking with your head, and I'm sorry I cuss a lot on this channel, I apologize, but I don't apologize because that's just who I am. I don't sugarcoat anything on my readings. I'm very blunt. Sometimes people don't want to hear what I have to say. However, that's the type of reader I am. I'm not a fluffy bunny person. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, just like I would want someone to tell me. Tough love, right? I also feel like sometimes when you get like this, where things feel overwhelming, your imagination goes off and it clouds your judgment. That's what this card is. So ground yourself. Grounding yourself is very important, Scorpio. Ground yourself. What that means is going to the beach, going to the park, getting outside in nature, doing something fun, doing something creative. It's all stuff that's going to be therapeutic and help you heal. Because it's telling you to use your other skills. That's what this came out, the wizard card. That's what that means. So I feel like whoever I'm talking to, Scorpio here, there's quite a few of you that need to embrace your creative side. It's almost like they're showing me in your past that you used to do something creative with your hands. Either painting or artwork or something, or writing, or maybe building stuff. Maybe the Scorpio that I'm reading for used to build stuff and then stopped doing it because they didn't feel it was doing any good. But it's therapeutic. Whatever this is that you used to do that's creative, you need to go back to doing it. Even if you did it for an hour a week, it's very therapeutic for your soul. Because once you do that, your abilities, I feel like you're slightly empathic, but your abilities to make things better, I feel like if you embrace whatever it is that you were doing therapeutically, whether it's woodworking, painting, whatever, eventually it's going to be something that people are going to want to purchase from you, but you need to not go into it like, how are they showing me? You don't want to go into it saying, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to start doing these things to sell. No, go into it with a pure heart that you're just doing it once a week to do something for yourself, to be selfish and do something creative for yourself. And what happens is creativity, I can't even say that word, it's going to spark that creativity in you. And then what's going to happen is it's going to start healing your energy, right? And your vibration's going to get higher. You're going to start healing all that crap that's going on. And then at some point, people are going to notice how beautiful whatever it is that you're creating and want to purchase or contact you to have them make it. Have you make it something for them. That's what I keep seeing. But that'll happen, and that's not something that's going to happen right away. And that's not something I don't want you to go into it thinking you're going to make money off of it. Just go into it, and then the possibilities are endless if you embrace it. That's what they're telling me. And there's something about, I feel like whoever I'm reading for, you might have slight intuitive abilities. I don't know if it's like stronger empathy than most, but I feel like you have some type of ability that you haven't been embracing, which is causing turmoil with your energy. So maybe the reason why they're telling me this is for you to embrace your creative side, because it brings out the ability more, so you're more accepting of it. Because I think a lot of times, like for me with my abilities, a lot of people are either they like it or they don't like it or they don't believe in it. And when I was growing up, I was strict Roman Catholic and it wasn't accepted, so I used to have to hide it. So it's like that turmoil. I feel like that turmoil is coming up with this card. So embrace who you are. I'm trying to think. Do I want to do an animal card or a native? I'm going to do a native spirit card for you. feel like I need to close out your reading with this. While I'm shuffling the deck, Scorpio, I feel like... Alright, one card fell out. I'm going to wait until the second card falls out while I'm talking. I feel like you need to... I see water, so I think either you're going to go on a trip on a boat. No. Let's see. It's definitely not a water sign. No, I feel like you're going to go on a trip and I see water of some sort. So I don't know if that means that you're going to go to the beach or if you're going to go on a boat, but I see water. And I see this happening 8 months to a year if it isn't already being planned. I hope that makes sense. Alright, we're going to pull one more card because I feel like I need to pull 2 Native American cards for you. So, Smudging Ceremony. That's the card that fell out first. This is you grounding yourself, meditating more, cleansing yourself. This is to get clearer in regards to all of the subjects that I brought up. It gives you a clearer mind. And then the White Buffalo, which is a huge ancestry card. This card only comes out very rarely. It's saying that whoever these readings are for this Scorpios, this group of Scorpios, are Native American either ancestry or past lives. This White Buffalo is a huge ancestry sign. Very, very good card. This means that once you embrace whatever this is that you create, it's going to be very, very good for your energy and your soul. This is a very good card to get. The White Buffalo and the White Stag, which is something that comes through in my meditations, to kind of explain to you if this was the stag for me, because that's come out several times for me. I had a meditation where I experienced a white stag come through my ancestry, my grandfather from a past life, who's a Native American shaman. And he comes through a lot in my readings and my path and my life. I've just embraced it. So whoever this is somebody who's in your life. It might be one of your spirit guides, Scorpio. That's actually Native American. You might already be shaking your head going, yeah, you know what you're talking about, because they're showing me the same things that were shown to me when mine was around me when I didn't realize it. Was feathers and birds. Feathers and birds are huge in your life. Feathers and birds. Feathers and birds. Different things. So you definitely need to embrace your creative side. I think that's the huge sign here in your reading today. Embrace your creative side and other things will fall into place. I hope these readings have resonated with some of you Cancers, Pisces, and Scorpios. I really do. I hope you all are doing very well. Like I said, all my information to contact me is below. And I hope you all have a blessed rest of your week. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. And we'll see you next month. Thanks!